man who can unite the people. You ready, Bob?
No guns can stop this message. I want the world to change. And that time is now.
This is my message to you.
Subway Series presents the Italianos. 3 new subs made with an Italian flair. Say ciao to the zesty hotshot Italiano, the tastier than ever ultimate BMT, or go all in with the boss. Each served with a free 16-ounce drink. Elevate your game at Subway.
With Flow Business's new smart solutions, powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
It doesn't matter if you speak English, or if your native tongue is French, Spanish, or Dutch. It doesn't matter if you are male or female, young or young at heart. We in the Caribbean Football Union speak the same language. Football.
Football.
Football. Football.
Football.
And we speak with one voice.
Well, the CFU Under 14 Challenge Series sponsored by 60 Rent a Car. If you need a car rental, well, you know where to check them out. 60 Rent a Car. Enjoy your vacation and holidays with 60 and ask about your free rental today. Also, thanks to our sponsors, of course, the Ministry of Sports and Community Development in the Government of Trinidad and Tobago, Sport TT, I Choose Sport, Powerade, Subway, and Blue. And of course, Scan to Win. Take our spectator survey for a chance to win a special merchandise package. Scan the QR code and you could win prizes such as a Sport TT notepad, a cap, a keychain, a drawstring, I Choose Sport t-shirt, and an I Choose Sport phone popper. Why wouldn't you want a phone popper from I Choose Sport? Scan now for your chance to win. Well, welcome to the Larry Gomes Stadium here in Arima, Trinidad and Tobago, as we are ready for more CFU Under 14 Challenge Series action in this clash between Barbados and the Cayman Islands. Yep, the action has been absolutely brilliant. Let's take a look at how these two teams will line up. It's Barbados with Jamari Watson in post. Jamarco Johnson, the captain, scored a hat-trick in the tournament already. Ty Waterman, Adam King, Tariq, Collymore, Rajari Rollins, Israel Watson, Javonte Ward, Demico Jordan, Denari Griffith, and Ty Gittins. That's how Barbados will be lining up, and of course, headed by Coach Fitzgerald Carter. The Bajans have been looking sensational so far. 2 out of their 2 wins, and look to be one of the strongest teams in this tournament so far. On the other side of the spectrum, the opposition today, the Cayman Islands, they'll be lining up with King Caleb Eden in post, Charles Morrison, the captain, Stephen Mason Jr., John Mark Thomas, Cooper Nelson, Jahari Reed, Ray John Booth, Jador McLaughlin, Basil Scott, Cameron Murray, and none other than Seth Maldonado Ebanks. So, Cayman Islands yet to win in this tournament as yet. And well, in a day that they need a victory, they come up against one of the strongest teams in the tournament. So it's going to be a difficult one for them. But we are here in the Larry Gomes Stadium. It's Liu Chin in commentary alongside none other than Rennie Best. Rennie, what are we in store for here today?
Well, Liu,
struggled a bit, but you can expect a lot from them as well. They do have that never say die attitude. I think that's very important coming from the youth. So definitely something special to look forward to here today.
Well, players are walking out. Barbados in their yellow and the Cayman Islands in their red. And the sun is beaming down on those 22 lads who are going to get ready for battle here as we have some reverence for the national anthems of the countries. So the anthems have rung around and players are ready for battle as they shake their hands. It is Barbados versus the Cayman Islands. And of course, we are in Group A. So just to give you an update on how things stand right now. Well, St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Antigua played earlier. St. Vincent getting the better of the Antiguans. A 1-0 victory. That takes them into second spot in Group A. Barbados, of course, on top with 2 out of their 2 wins. They're on 6 points. St. Vincent and the Grenadines second off of goal difference, really. But they're also on 6. Antigua third with 3 points. And the Cayman Islands in 4th. And Guyana in 5th. Both yet to record a victory. So this will be very interesting to see exactly what plays out here. The Cayman Islands need a victory. And Barbados will want to be perfect in their start. How impressed have you been with Barbados so far, Rennie?
Yeah, I've definitely been really impressed by them thus far. they have a very strong team, some really talented individual players, and when they put that together in a team, it's something magical to watch. You know, so I think we can only expect perfection from Barbados, but I do think that the Cayman Islands will want to give them a really good fight today.
Well, captains are by the officials, and let's run through the officials for you. Of course, referee Portia Davis, Wasna Barnard is the first assistant, Brandon Cyrus second assistant, and of course Cariessa Corbett is our fourth official for today, with match commissioners Kurt Harry from Trinidad and Tobago. We've seen him in the TTPFL as well as the SSFL. Very known in the officiating circle here in Trinidad and Tobago. And the delegate for this one is Natasha Hinkson. So the players have finished their toss. They're in their huddles and they're preparing for action here in this CFU under 14 boys under 14 challenge series. Renee, it is so great for these young guns to be able to showcase their talent to the world.
Yes, it's a very, very good opportunity for these young players and even for sport and football on the whole in the region. I think it's a really good initiative, and having these tournaments can even bring light to sport in the Caribbean as we continue to make our mark on football and sport globally.
Absolutely. Well, they're changing ends. I guess that was due to the toss. Barbados has to go over to the right hand side of your screen. Cayman Islands did win it, and they've chosen to shoot, well, southward for us, but to the right for you viewing on YouTube. And kickoff is imminent. It's a 2 p.m. kickoff, 1:59 Renee, so nerves as we get into this one, and it will be the Cayman Islands who will start us off. All eyes on Portia Davis and Harry Kurt. Actually, he's the one who's giving her the initial instruction. So the hand goes up, and any minute now we should be off once again for the second time today. And here we go. It's the Cayman Islands versus Barbados in this Group A affair. Barbados flying high so far in the CFU under 14 tournament. Cayman Islands not really, but they definitely have a chance today to make a difference. And here are Barbados already. We're seeing signs. The man on the ball there, well, he's the one to watch for sure in a yellow jersey. Jamarco Johnson, coming off of a hat-trick in his last game. Very impressive performance from him.
Yes, he had a really good performance last game. I think he's one of those players that needs to be on the ball more, to have more of an effect on the game, but he'll get his opportunities today.
Here the Cayman Islands trying to make a move, and there's a foul. Not sure which way it's gonna go though. I think it's actually a Cayman Islands foul. Yeah, Charles Morrison, captain, saying that maybe that was a penalty. And I think the initial contact was just outside of the penalty area. So it will be a free kick early on here for the Cayman Islands. They need it. They need that early goal. Put some pressure on Barbados from the get-go. And it's Cooper Nelson who's standing over this one for the Cayman Islands. Can he deliver a peach of a delivery? Nelson drives it low. Well, it was a bit poor, wasn't it? And Barbados able to clear. And a throw in for Barbados. Surely Cayman Islands have to capitalize on their set pieces, Rennie.
Yeah, I think against this Barbados team, chances might be slim. I think Cooper should have maybe put that ball to the top of the box for Cameron Murray, who we've seen yesterday able to take shots from distance. A wasted opportunity, but definitely need to capitalize on any of them that they get.
Well, already we see Captain Charles Morrison of the Cayman Islands being very involved. Here he is again on the ball. Takes it down nicely, but loses possession to the Bajans. Can they have their first look on goal? Jamarco Johnson sprays it wide. It's a bit behind his teammate Rollins though, but he makes well of it. And this is good from Rollins, and it's a decent ball through. Big opportunity for Barbados. What a tackle there. Danger still there, and it's well recovered by the Cayman Islands. I think it was Mason Jr. who got the foot in, had the right moment. The excellent defending from the Cayman Islands right back.
He had to get that one right, Liu. I think that's a very dangerous thing to be in a situation like that as a defender. But Mason Jr. did really well there.
Absolutely, and here the Cayman Islands, they're driving forward. It's good work, but another good tackle there. This time on the Barbados side from Collymore. Throw in for the Bajans as well. It's a decent start so far for both teams. Throw in for Barbados to get us back underway. Nice little back heel there. That's some good footwork, and that should be a foul here. Morrison on Johnson. Captain again, captain on captain. And just look at Ray John Booth for the Cayman Islands. Tall number 9 there. You may think that we might see a lot of crosses being put in for him. He's good in the air. Here Barbados though trying to score early. Shot goes away but blocked easily. And there's the captain's battle once again, which is once again won by Jamarco Johnson. And here he is. In a deep position, plays it out to Waterman. And he's well defended as well. Oh, tried a bit of trickery there, did Morrison, but couldn't get the better of the Bajan defense. But a lot of space now here for Jordan. And he takes a strike! Oh, and it's just wide. What an effort there from Jordan.
He did really well to open up his body there, Liu. I think everyone here just wanted to see that go in the back of the net. Very, very good opportunity from Jordan.
Just curling wide there from D'Amico Jordan. And here he is again trying to do the same. Well, he curls it this time, but ball has long gone. We have seen a lot of quality already early on in this tournament, Rene, and this is just the group stages, so you could imagine when it comes down to the best of the best, what kind of football we're going to be seeing.
I think it only gets better from here, Liu. As the tournament progresses, players begin to get more confident, a bit more sure of themselves. Definitely an opportunity for them to showcase their talents.
Oh, there's a foul there committed by Barbados, so it's going to be Cayman Islands with a free kick. So far, of course, we're in the 7th minute of the 35. Just to remind you that they are 35-minute halves and not the usual standard 45. That's a wonderful tackle there, and this could be problems for Barbados, but it's a good defensive cover from Collymore once again. He started well. Cayman Islands showing some fight, as he rightfully said, Rene. They have that spirit in them. Here's Johnson, gets out of a mess very neatly, has to be said. But possession given back to Barbados. Here's Johnson again. Lovely ball slipped through. And this could be problems. That's nice. And this is a big opportunity here for Ward. And just didn't get the connection he wanted. But what a move from the Bajans.
a very good move from the Bajans. Again, we see Jamarco Johnson at the heart of these opportunities. Definitely has the ability to drive with the ball and make some really good passes. I think Barbados will really do well to get him on the ball more, even in higher positions up on the pitch.
Absolutely. Here's the Cayman Islands still, and foul there was John Mark Thomas. I believe it was Griffith who committed the foul. Denari Griffith, number 19 for Barbados. Linesman, the fourth official rather, just making sure that the free kick is in the right position. And yeah, we have spoke about the quality we've seen in this tournament. Some notable goals as well. A beautiful volley by Simon of Bonaire on the first day's play. Almost looked like a, I've been using this word all week long, Champions League. But here's a strike coming in for Cayman Islands. It was Basil Scott who got his left foot boot through that one. It didn't trouble Jamari Watson in the Barbados post. He looked as comfortable as ever. And here Barbados go once again. Here's Griffith into his captain Johnson. Pings it long. Beautiful ball and another opportunity here for Barbados. Could this be the first one? And again, not getting the contact that he would have wanted.
He had a lot more time there than he realized. Could have settled the ball a bit, pick his spot. I think that was another wasted opportunity, but Barbados are definitely knocking on the door now.
Absolutely. And Cayman trying to respond quickly there, but it was some good defensive work from Adam King. Did score in Barbados' last outing as well. Seen a lot of impressive defenders as well in this tournament, likes of Adam King, likes of Ethan Gomes of St. Vincent and the Grenadines as well, Solomon Salam of Bermuda. Interesting to see in the next 5 or 6 years how many of these players make it onto the big stage, because we're seeing the talent live and direct here, Rennie.
Yeah, it is really important to, as we said, to continue to bring light to football in the Caribbean region. And we definitely don't lack quality. That's never the issue, but again, as we continue to acknowledge and even give players better opportunities, you can definitely see young players like this making it very, very far in the world of football.
Yep, and another foul there. So a deep line free kick which Johnson is standing over, no surprise there. And he fizzes it in, but it's well defended by the Cayman Islands. And another ball played through. It should be dealt with, and that's brilliant there from Stephen Mason Jr. Excellent defending from the number 2 from Cayman Islands. It's a goal kick. It's Eden in post for the Cayman Islands. He launches that one forward. Didn't get too far. Johnson is able to intercept and he surveys his options. And how about that for a ball? But he is offside. But what vision there from Jamarco Johnson. I didn't even see that.
Well, up in commentary, we often think that we can see everything, but only Jamarco Johnson knew his player was making that run and was able to pick him out, but he just went a bit too early there.
Well, Jamarco Johnson, we just spoke about defenders that have caught the eye. But if we talk players in general, Jamarco Johnson is definitely one, as we said, scored a hat-trick in the tournament already. And early on here, you're seeing the signs of why he's so good. He just seems to have everything to his game. Here's Mason Jr. He's had a good start to the game as well. Puts it out to play though. And a throw in for Barbados. Waterman to take it. Tried to get a few inches there, but referee Portia Davis wasn't having any of that. Here's Johnson. Oh, does well. Somehow still has possession, but did handle the ball. And there's a free kick for the Cayman Islands. Coach Fitzgerald Carter, I'm sure, will be well pleased to have a player the ilk of Jamarco Johnson in his team. So many times, no discredit to coaches, but a lot of times players bail out coaches with some of the performances they put in. And he's one of those kinds of players who could just win a game for you, can't he? But here's Barbados going strong, but it's good defending from the Cayman Islands once again, and they do well to get out of the danger. Basil Scott there just playing it back into the left back position. And well, they lose out. It's a throw in for Barbados. And a foul through as well, yeah. I've seen a couple of those in this tournament as well, and it really is an inconvenience, Rennie, the foul through.
Yeah, it is an inconvenience. I think that's one of those things that coaches need to probably work on when they have free time in training sessions. We've seen, won't only say a lot of them, but I say we've seen too many foul throws, and these all go back to basics, but players are definitely capable of much better.
And that one was launched forward and launched back by the Barbados defense. And here we go again, but it's given away in a dangerous position, and that should be a foul, and is. It was Javonte Ward who hit the deck after being tackled in the midfield. So no huge chances really for either team. We did have the strike coming in from the Barbados end, but other than that, it's been pretty neutral. I think Barbados have looked the better team though. And here's Jamarco Johnson once again. How many times have we called that name? And what a beautiful ball once again. But this time, Eden is quick off his line and did some excellent goalkeeping. Cayman Islands charge forward. That's comfortably played down, but into a red jersey. Eventually they deal with it. Here's Johnson into Griffith. No lovely skill, but well read by Nelson. And here's Captain Morrison trying to drive through, but there's no way past that yellow wall. Griffith. Lovely football there by Waterman. And here's Jamarco Johnson, always looking for that pink cross field. And well, this could be problems. A header back from McLaughlin, and he heads it straight out to play for a corner.
The Cayman Islands definitely need to maybe get somebody to man mark Jamarco Johnson in that deep lying playmaker role that he has right now. Seems to be putting in some dangerous balls, and Cayman Island just can't seem to deal with it.
That one was cleared back out, so it's another bite at the cherry. For Barbados. And it's swung in. It's a better one now. It's deeper. Well cleared away by Morrison, but Johnson is on top of the box, and yeah, he had to smile about that because it was pretty funny, wasn't it?
Definitely. I don't think he was too convinced there. But hey, sometimes you have to try it.
Yep. I know, I'm sure you've scored a couple of those in your career, or not. But regardless of your response, it is a cooling break here, as has been customary throughout the tournament. We are in the 17th minute. And yeah, well, actually not as hot as it was yesterday, as I was being told by Rennie Best, but still very hot conditions in Trinidad and Tobago, and cooling break definitely necessary. But Rennie, while these players out getting their energy back. Your thoughts so far on the first half?
Well, I do think that it has been quite balanced. Barbados having the advantage in certain areas, able to get the ball in and around Cayman Islands box. Cayman Islands just can't seem to string together enough passes to make it forward. Maybe they have to play on the counter. Maybe they have to get their captain on the ball a lot more, as he seems to have the ability to drive forward, but definitely not a bad trade from both teams thus far. But as of right now, Barbados has definitely had the better of this first half.
Yep. And just to remind you again, in the earlier encounter, also in this group A of Tier 2, must be noted, it was St. Vincent and the Grenadines who got the better of Antigua and Barbuda. 1-0 victory. It was Bo Hoyt who got that winning goal, and well against the run of play. Antigua were absolutely dominant in that match, but St. Vincent and the Grenadines found that one goal, which was enough to take them second into the group. So it's heating up here in the CFU under 14 Challenge Series. And that's intercepted nicely. And this could be an opportunity for Cayman, but good defense once again from Adam King. He's in fine form.
Yeah, Adam King is definitely a centre back that any team would want, really. Very sure of himself, very strong defensively, and even is a goal threat in and around the box.
Well, here's a goal threat, Jamarco Johnson, but he wasn't threatening there. But Barbados look threatening still. Could be an opportunity. Strike comes in and deflected all over the place, and eventually Eden able to gather it up. Yep. So Barbados have looked the more likely team so far, but there's been the threat of the Cayman Islands every now and then. And the head coach Claudio Ribeiro will definitely be taking notes to see just where his team can perform best, what areas of this Barbados team they could exploit. But it's a well-oiled machine, is this Barbados team. And as we said, the momentum is with them. 2 out of 2 wins in the tournament already. So they more than likely have secured top spot in the group, or at least will if they win today. And it is a foul there of some sort. Yeah. Waterman is confused, so as I. Or is it it's a throw-in actually for the Cayman Islands as we enter into the 21st minute of play. Here's Nelson back to Mason Jr. into his captain Morrison, who swings it in, and well, to nobody really, but Scott is chasing it down. It's good play there from Basil Scott into Murray. And Murray gives it away, and Barbados can look to counter-attack now. Turns back, and well, the attack is a bit subdued. And possession given back to the Cayman Islands. Lovely ball by Morrison. That's nice play from the Cayman Islands, but again, standing tall. Who else? Adam King. How about that? Some good strength being shown by both teams, but a poor ball in the end. And Eden clears it out. Waterman. Messy passage of play there, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely Eden with some no-nonsense goalkeeping. And then his team know that he does not want those mistakes being made in and around the box. Cleared it out for himself. But that was a really good opportunity for the Cayman Islands. But Adam King is definitely a really, really strong defender. Definitely giving a lot of problems for that Cayman Islands attack.
Yeah, well, they're well-disciplined defense. The Bajans, you look across the back line, they're almost in a ruler straight line. So that's brilliant from Coach Carter. Ooh, Coach Carter. Have you ever seen that movie?
Very good coach.
That one put out a play, so Barbados through in here. We just want to say good afternoon to all the Bajans and those from the Cayman Islands viewing with us here. And Trinidad and Tobago, it's a pleasure to have your teams and your young men representing your countries here and playing well as well, representing and flying the flag high. But it is 0-0, so no fans should be upset really as yet. Should be pleased with what they've seen so far. It's been a decent contest. Here's the free kick for the Cayman Islands. That one is launched forward, cleared away, and further by Waterman. Here's Griffith tried to take it past Mason Jr., but he has a second chance and a nice ball, but it's well read by Thomas. Nelson gives it away to the danger man, Johnson, but that's excellent defending once again. Jabari Reed this time, and they clean it up nicely there to the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, Reed had a very good outing, very good game in his last outing. Very good defensive player, can read the game really well.
Yep, well there he is, he's just been fouled. He's hit the deck, rolling around, but looks to be okay. Gives a thumbs up to the referee. And it's a free kick once again to the Cayman Islands. So they've had a few of those. But as we said already, no real threatening chances as yet from either team. Yet to see. Very similar to today's encounter early on the 11 a.m. kickoff, where it was a 0-0 first half. Not boring by any means, but not much being created. It was in the second half, and just one little moment that gave St. Vincent the victory. Maybe we might see something similar here. Griffith strikes it. He tried to shut me up, but it was just over the bar. Decent effort from the young man.
Yeah, that's the second time we've seen a shot being taken from that distance. It's almost a carbon copy of the earlier one, but with never trouble even in the post. But Barbados are definitely getting closer. Absolutely.
And that's lovely there from Jamarco Johnson. And he looks up again, dinks it over the top. Might be too much on that one from for Jordan rather. But we've seen throughout this half what Jamarco Johnson's intention is just to find those long balls, whether through the center or spraying them across the field. He's been given instructions definitely by Coach Carter. Unlucky there, Morrison bringing that one down. Unfortunately for him, handling it. Here's Griffith into Waterman. Trying to get it in, but it's blocked. And it will be a Barbados through. We have about 10 minutes of normal time remaining in this first half. And it's a foul on Collymore by Booth. And a free kick here for Barbados. So no surprise who's going to take it. But a good opportunity for them to get a ball into the box.
Here we see Adam King making his way. Definitely a really good player with those last post runs.
Johnson whips it in, looking for King on the far post. Exactly. And King is there. Well, he got it in the back of the net. But the whistle had gone. And you nearly won the lottery there, Rennie. And actually, is that a penalty? So, wow. Well, the referee initially signaled a Cayman Islands ball, but I think the linesman told her something and she switched her decision, and it's now a penalty for Barbados.
Oh, we definitely need to see the replay for that. Not too sure what happened there.
Well, very interesting. Portia Davis surely didn't call a penalty initially. Nevertheless, Jamarco Johnson steps up to take this penalty for Barbados. Never in doubt, was it? And Jamarco Johnson makes it 1-0. Barbados lead.
A really good penalty. See him just stutter during his run up. Makes it really difficult for goalkeepers to guess which way the player is going. Very strange penalty being awarded, but Hey, referee knows best.
There it is again. Yeah, the stuttered run up you spoke about and just rolls it past Eden and he silences the crowd there. And any critics that he may have had, I'm not sure who would have been criticizing him. He's quality. And Barbados lead 1-0 here. And it just gets worse and worse for the Cayman Islands. And just when you thought they might have had a chance of scoring in this first half, they find themselves down 1-0. But all in all, Barbados have been the better team, and you could argue that if a team was to score, Barbados definitely the deserved scorers. Yeah. So free kick here for the Cayman Islands, deep in their half again. Not where they want them, they want some more attacking ones. Launched upfield, but possession given away to Griffith. Oh, and this could be problems here. Keeper's way off of his line, and that's good skill from Scott Morrison. Knocks it in, and it's a goal for the Cayman Islands. They've equalized in a matter of minutes, and it's the captain, Charles Morrison.
Well, Liu, there we have it. That never say die attitude that we spoke about earlier. The keeper just made a mess of it. And the centre back, Adam King. But well done from the captain, Charles Morrison. He's now leveled it here at the Larry Gomes Stadium. And what a way to do it.
Well, he pulls out the Marcus Rashford celebration with that one, Charles Morrison. And you could understand why. That's a huge goal for the Cayman Islands. And, well, Basil Scott is on the ground. We have to give him credit because he's the one who put the pressure on the defense and got the assist for that goal as well. But he needs some treatment here. Not sure exactly what the issue is, but physio is out. Actually, see, the doctor of the Cayman Islands team, Jeeta Bubansing, is there, and she is dealing with Basil Scott. But what a response, Rennie, from the Cayman Islands. Immediately after conceding a penalty that they were clueless about, really, they come back and score a goal.
Yeah, that's really good from the Cayman Islands. I think that's the important thing that coaches try to implement into their players. It's really a mentality thing that you can continue to push forward even when you're down. Sometimes it's really how you respond, and Charles Morrison definitely responded there, and unfortunately for the Bajans, it's really in a terrible time for them, but what a response that was.
Well, Renee, I'll give you an interesting start today in Group A. Only captains have scored earlier on. Bo Hoyt scored the winning goal for St. Vincent. Then we just saw Jamarco Johnson with a penalty for Barbados. And now who else but Charles Morrison, the captain of Cayman Islands, has scored. So it's a captain's day. Renee, did you eat Captain Crunch this morning by chance?
I definitely didn't. But it's been a captain's weekend, Liu, because yesterday all of the captains were actually awarded the man of the match performances here at the Larry Gomes Stadium. So definitely captains are representing their countries really well and even leading by example.
Absolutely. Well, that one swung up again. Oh, this could be problems. Oh, well, that one was sliced right over the crossbar. I think it was McLaughlin who had his heart in his mouth there. Luckily for him, it's a corner kick for Barbados. And it is Javonte Ward who's run across to take it. That has a very nice left foot, does Ward. Let's see what he could cook up here. Will there be another captain's goal? Referee just seeing some pushing and shoving in the box. Decides to take control. Must say the officiating in this tournament has been pretty good so far. Ward whips it in. That's the left foot he has. He swings it. Good goalkeeping from Eden. Somewhat. It did his job. That's lovely control there by Collymore. Oh, not by Waterman though. And ball goes out for a Cayman Islands goal kick. And we saw the Bayesians shooting high, Rennie. And I mean, this is no insult to Eden. He's not the tallest of figures in that post. And you do wonder if Coach Carter might have said, you know, try a shot at it.
Yeah, I think definitely may have received some instructions like that. But thus far, Eden hasn't been troubled much. So maybe height isn't that much of a disadvantage for him here today.
Well, that was some lovely skill out on the right-hand side by the Bayesian player there, Kittens. Yeah, and he's rewarded with a free kick, and you could say rewarded with a yellow card to the Cayman Islands as well. Yeah, it was initially brilliant from him, and it's a free kick now for Barbados. Remember, they took the lead, which was quickly cancelled out by the Cayman Islands. Here they have another free kick. Jamarco Johnson seems to lay back on these free kicks, just waiting on the ball to pop out to him. Doesn't really get into the mix, does he? But here we have free kick out on the wide right-hand side. Swung in. Doesn't really reach anybody. Waterman trying to shoot, but he's unsuccessful, and eventually Adam King emerges. That here's Johnson. Lovely shoulder drop from him. And still Johnson here finds a ball, but it's inaccurate. And that one should roll through to Eden, and does so. Chance goes a begging there for Barbados, but still showing that they maybe have the slight upper hand in this one despite the equal scoreline. As we are into the last minute, the final minute of normal time. And this clash between the Cayman Islands and Barbados has produced, definitely has produced. I'm sure you'd agree with me, Rennie.
Yeah, I think you can't ask for a better game. We've seen some two really nice goals that seem to cancel each other out. A very balanced game, and the scoreline reflects it.
Yeah. Well, later on here in the first half, it is the Cayman Islands who have an opportunity here. Cameron Murray with a free kick. They haven't committed many bodies forward of the Cayman Islands. 1 minute being added on by the officials. So this could be one of the last bits of action we're seeing here in this first half. Murray swings it in. It's decent looking. Morrison was under there, but cleared by the Bayesian. Shot comes in, but unsuccessful. Booth couldn't do anything with it, and it's cleared away by Jamarco Johnson. That one comes off of Barbados shirt, so a throw in once again for the Cayman Islands. Here's Morrison, the goal scorer for the Cayman Islands. Collymore is shielding this one out, but Booth tried a thing there, but went out for a goal kick. So your thoughts on the first half, Rennie, as a whole?
Well, it's been a really, really good first half from both teams. I think if Barbados capitalize on all their chances, may have been 4-0 up already. But the Cayman Islands did capitalize on that one opportunity and even got them back into the game. So maybe this won't be a complete onslaught from the Barbados team. But the Cayman Islands are doing really well under pressure.
Here's Nelson. Ooh, Morrison. He didn't do well under the pressure there, did he? But luckily for him, that's the last bit of action for the first half. So it's level terms here in the Larry Gomes Stadium between Barbados and the Cayman Islands. A penalty from Jamarco Johnson. And in the blink of an eye, it was Captain Charles Morrison of the Cayman Islands who equalized with a lovely tap-in into an open goal after some brilliant work by Basil Scott. But it is definitely an interesting affair here between these two teams in Group A Tier 2 of the CFU Under 14 Challenge Series. We have been well entertained so far in this first half, and we can't wait to see what the second has in store. And as we await to see some of the action, Rennie, what would be the coach's messages to the two teams going into this halftime?
I don't think there's much to say. Both teams have done really well. I think it's just capitalizing on opportunities. It's key for both of them. I think the Cayman Islands may need to adjust how they approach attacking. They seem to soak up a lot of pressure, and maybe they can get opportunities on the counter attacks against the run of play. Here we see the replays, and it was definitely working in the favor of Barbados, but the defense for the Cayman Islands has done really well here today.
Absolutely, and we saw the efforts, the Bajans. You will see most of the highlights are from them. That shot coming in there from Jordan, trying to just curl it into that top corner. Cayman Islands did have their glimpses as well, though. Basil Scott with a strike there, but easily gobbled up by goalkeeper Jamari Watson. And then Jamarco Johnson was just pinging balls all over the place. His attackers didn't really make the right decisions in the final third all the time, but they still proved to be a threat. Set pieces were good as well. This shot from Johnson, you'll see, yeah, not his best work, was it? But he knew that as well. And then, yeah, it was really dominant by the Bajans. And this shot again here from Griffith, trying similar to Jordan earlier on, just missing their mark. And this is what led to the penalty here. Let's take a look. It went in, and it was a handball. I think it was Booth. Had his hand up and touched it, and I think he knew as well, but Johnson stepped up, and as we thought, made no mistake, just rolls it past the keeper. And immediately after, Basil Scott said, I don't want to be down 1-0. Does that, and then Charles Morrison does that, and 1-1 was the score after that. Morrison, look at him, he couldn't be happier. Didn't hold the position long enough for the photo there, Charles. And then Jamarco Johnson continued what he was doing all game long. That was a scary moment there for Cayman Islands and McLaughlin. And then later on in the half, they had a free kick, but weren't really able to do anything with it. And that was really all the action that we had in this first half between Barbados and the Cayman Islands. And, well, I didn't get to let you finish, but what would the Barbados coach be saying to his team?
I think the coach will just tell them to continue what they're doing. I think he'll tell them to be a little bit more patient when it comes to shooting. They've been shooting really high and wide. They definitely have the ability to get it on target. I think that's important. They need to test the keeper. We've seen that he isn't the tallest. Not that that makes it any more difficult for him, as he was the first choice keeper for today, but definitely you need to take your opportunities, and I think if Barbados do that in the second half, we get a lot more goals here.
Yeah, well, it is halftime, so we are going to take a break, and when we come back, it's second half action. It's 1-1 here in the CFU Under 14 Challenge Series, the boys Under 14 Challenge Series, that is, and Barbados versus Cayman Islands. It's 1-1 at halftime. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back here to the Larry Gomes Stadium here in Arima, Trinidad and Tobago. It's the CFU Under 14 Challenge Series and it's Group A encounter, Tier 2 Group A encounter between Barbados and the Cayman Islands. It is 1-1 goals from both captains Jamarco Johnson of Barbados and Charles Morrison of the Cayman Islands. Well poised second half. Rennie Best is with me here in commentary. Rennie, what can we expect in the second half?
If it's anything like the first half, Liu, definitely expect a very balanced game with glimpses of individual brilliance. I do think that we have a lot more goals to see here today, as no team wants to draw. Somebody wants to win. So let's see who gets it.
And it's Barbados who will start us off in the second half. And there we go. And here's Jamarco Johnson on the ball immediately looking for that long ball. And there were substitutions as well for the Bajans. It was Amari Small who has come on for Javonte Ward. They made 3 substitutions, did the Bajans. It was also Rosario Roach for D'Amico Jordan. Number 16 making way for the number 6. Also, Malik Peters entered into the fray for his teammate Denari Griffith. And finally, it was Trey Barker who came on for Israel Watson. So 4 changes made by Fitzgerald Carter. Not sure if he's just trying to switch it up or if he wasn't pleased with what he saw. Also, for the Cayman Islands, it was Wilfred Galeano Sevilla who has come on this left-hand side, and it's Basil Scott who's made way, maybe due to the injury that we saw he got in the first half. And here is the substitute Sevilla on the ball immediately. Oh, and that's dangerous there. And this could be problems from Barbados. Sevilla in on the action immediately. It was Gittins who tried to be cool. But in a case like that, Ty, I think you should just put it out of play.
Yeah, definitely. That could have been a really messy situation. Luckily, his centre-back was able to bail him out, but they still conceded a corner.
Yep. And he's shown good signs as Ty Gittins. He's a talented young man. But this is where the experience comes in. This is where they learn the tricks of the trade in competitions such as these. But it's a corner for the Cayman Islands. Good start to the second half for them. Cameron Murray to take it for them. Whips it in nicely and cleared away by the Bajans somewhat. Finally, they do get the clearance out. Cayman Islands, remember, they did trail in the first half, not for very long. And they are still yet to get a victory in this tournament. Lost to St. Vincent 4-2 yesterday. So looking to bounce back. And that's not the bounce back that they wanted there from Nelson Cooper Nelson. Ball launched up into the midfield. Gittins is under it here. Controls well. That's composed play from Ty Gittins. Here's Johnson. Surely he wouldn't have been substituted. Good skill. Excellent skill. Tried to emerge with the ball there. Did Rosario Roach, but well defended by the Cayman Islands. Ball goes out to play once again for another Barbados through. An early goal in the half for either team would really do them some good. Give the other team something to think about. Strike comes in, but yeah, that's way too easy there for Eden in the post. And I have to say, he's been impressive, Eden.
Yeah, he's definitely a really composed goalkeeper. He does really well under immense pressure. That's what you want from a goalkeeper.
Yeah. And here it is bouncing around in the midfield once again. We've seen that a lot. And that ball played up from Mason Jr. Here's Gittins for Barbados. Under some pressure from Sevilla once again. He's looked a live wire since coming on. Out on that left-hand side for the Cayman Islands. Good header down. And lovely control from Rollins. Can the Bajans finally create a chance in this second half? Oh, that's excellent from Mason Jr. once again. Here's Morrison for the Cayman Islands, the goal scorer and captain of the team. Launched forward. And further away, and it's a throw-in for Barbados. Substitute Malik Peters taking that throw in. I think they would have wanted him in the box. He is a striker. Nevertheless, possession back with Barbados once again. So it's been a relatively tame start from both teams. Cayman Islands did have a bit of a quick start, but nothing really pressuring the Barbados defense. But here's something. Ball comes in across. Oh, evades the Cayman Island defender there. It's good work out on the left-hand side from Amari Small. You've been singing his praises off air, Rennie. Amari Small. What can he bring to the plate?
Yeah, Amari Small is a very tricky, nimble player. I think he thrives in and around the box in these situations, 1v1s. It's where he does his best work.
Well, here he is standing over this corner, Amari Small. Pretty cool name, has to be said. Amari Small just seems to roll off the tongue, doesn't it? And that's when you know you're a quality footballer, when it's easy for commentators to call your name. Some sort of delay. It's a very scattered penalty area. Players all over the place, but nevertheless, Small dinks it in quite comfortably. Good goalkeeping from Eden once again. Poor clearance over from Sevilla. Johnson strikes it. Big deflection. Mason Jr. did well to protect Eden. But that's the first real sign of Bajan prowess we've seen in this second half.
Yeah, they definitely, Cayman Islands made a mess of it defensively in the back, but Mason Jr. bailed them out there. I think if he didn't get that header, they could probably be 2-1 up.
Yeah, they got away with one there. It was good goalkeeping from Eden as well. Came out and met the corner. Long throw here for Barbados now. Flicked on nicely. Amari Small was under it. Shot comes in, but it's blocked. Here's King. Will he have a strike? He does. It's deflected again. And that's another corner kick for Barbados. So starting to get their tails up a bit in this second half here at the Bajans. They have another corner kick. And it's Amari Small who's running across to take it. In the 43rd minute here of this encounter. Second half, it's 1-1 between Barbados and the Cayman Islands. And Small to cross this one in for Barbados. Swings it in nicely, heads go up. Back post, King! Oh, what a strike! What a goal! Bridgetown special from the man from Barbados. And they run to the corner flag. Let's see the celebration. Oh, yes. That is absolute quality from Adam King.
Well, it was definitely coming. I think he does have that ability just to strike so purely. And here we see it again on the replay. Just picking up the second ball, and what a strike that really was. Eden had no chance of even saving that, the amount of power behind it. And that is, well, I can't really say that's a centre-back's finish. But what a finish it was.
Well, no pun intended, but the finish of a king. And Barbados lead 2-1. And it looked as if it was coming, Rennie. It really did. They were knocking on the door. They've finally blown the house down. And they lead once again in this encounter. And the pressure is right back on the Cayman Islands. And look at it here. Johnson is pulled back. That's definitely going to be a yellow card for Cooper Nelson. Well, it should be. Referee is going across to talk to him, I think. Here we see it again. Yeah, definite pull on the... Whoa, big pull. He wasn't booked for it, so he's gotten away with one there as Cooper Nelson.
That's a tactical foul.
Well, I think it worked out better for him than it would have otherwise. But it's a free kick from way out. But Jamarco Johnson backs himself in these situations. Matter of fact, and all, runs up and strikes it. Yeah, well, I mean, he's a confident guy and he's in top form, but that one wasn't his best work. But despite that, he's been having a brilliant game, Jamarco Johnson, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely had a really good game, and I think with the addition of the substitutes, it allows Johnson to move higher up in the pitch where he can affect the game a lot more.
You're absolutely right there. This man, Adam King, what a game he's having defensively, and just rocketing one into the top corner. They'll be pleased with that, the Bajans. 46th minute, we have about 25 minutes remaining, so more than enough time for the Cayman Islands to get something out of this one. Remember, they're still winless in this tournament. They need it. Here's Morrison trying to score his second, trying to reduce the deficit for the second time in this match. Here's Sevilla. Lovely skill from him, and he gets in a good ball. Morrison is there, but nobody able to get on the end of that cross. And the Bajans clear it once again.
Sevilla did really well there. With the trickery, able to get the cross in. Sad that nobody was there to capitalize on it.
Well, here's it. Booth. Good defending once again from none other than Mr. King. And Barbados gets away. Cayman Islands trying to respond rapidly. Here's Mason Jr. whips in a nice looking one, but way too close to Jamari Watson in the Barbados post, and he could look up. Well, that's a good kick from Watson right upfield. And Peters takes it down. Not bad from Malik Peters, draws a foul. Well, they're very eager, the Bajans. Took that quickly, too quickly for the referee's liking. Peters again looks up. That's lovely. Driven across. Oh, and miscued it. Eden tried to save it, but it's another corner for Barbados. Rennie. Danger here for Cayman Islands. The Bajans have been threatening on the set pieces.
I think they're just a bit shell-shocked after that goal. Defensively, the Cayman Islands did a really good job in the first half. It just seemed a bit weary here. I think maybe it's time for the coach to bring in some fresh legs, revitalize the squad. It's a hot day after all. Players may be suffering from fatigue. Here we have another corner for Barbados.
And it's Amari Small again to whip it in. He does so easily and well punched away by Eden once again. He celebrates that one. It's good goalkeeping from the Cayman Islands. Number one. Barbados definitely in a hurry. The intensity is high. And here they are once again, and it's another corner. Another corner for Barbados. Good work from Trey Barker, the substitute. And yeah, you mentioned the substitutes, Rennie. They really have had an impact on this game. It was the Amari Small corner that led to the Adam King goal. So kudos to Coach Fitzgerald Carter.
There's definitely some good rotation from him. A lot of the players that came on as substitutes actually started in their last outing.
Small whips it in once again. This time can't beat the first post. Gittins trying to settle himself. Oh, and a burst of pace. And this could be problems. Cayman Islands driving, but it's good defense from Gittins. And he's still going here. Eventually stopped in his tracks. It was Reed who was driving. Still got the ball. That's a foul and should be a yellow card as well. Yeah, that was pretty reckless there from Collymore, I believe. Yeah, Tariq Collymore, number 5 on number 5. Yeah, that's a wild one there, Rennie.
Yeah, I think If Reed had a little bit more support, Cayman Islands could have had a better opportunity, but he was all alone trying to take on players, the defender. But here we have a free kick for the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, good opportunity for them here. Can they capitalize on a set piece now? Maybe it's their turn to score from one of these. And it's Cameron Murray who's going to be taking it for them. Dinks it in. It's decent, but easily cut out by the Barbados defense. And launched upfield. And look at the pace here from Malik Peters. I think he's going to reach that. That's brilliant work from the Bajan. That's excellent. And he beats his man as well. Here's Peters. What can he cook up? Oh, Johnson's in the middle. What a save from Eden. Strike comes in. Blocked again. Wow. This is high quality stuff, Rennie.
Well, I think we definitely have to give credit to Eden there. I thought he was going to go for the ball, but he just seemed to change his mind. Peters got onto it and did really well picking out a player. But Eden, really good goalkeeping in the end there. Very brave from him, even as a small player. And what a block that was. I think that kept the game at a very, very humble scoreline.
Well, Cayman Islands are making some substitutions now. It is the number 7 coming on. That's Jashawn Cousins. He's come on for Seth Maldonado. And it's also going to be Callum Whiteside who is entering into the fray as well as the players go into their cooling break. And what a bit of action to head into the cooling break. I nearly lost my voice there, Rennie. That was very intense. I mean, Malik Peters, what a sprint from almost half line, recovering that. I mean, if that was to score, that would have been all Malik Peters.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that is what makes rotating players so important. Malik Peters, just a bit of fresh legs coming on and impacting the game almost instantly. Making a gut-busting run from midfield to pick up that stray ball.
Look at it. He wasn't even in shot. And then somehow finds the pace, keeps it in. And then look at the piece of skill here. Chick, boom. Gets past him easily and just rolls it in. And it was the right man in the middle. Johnson just didn't get his touch right. And then his shot comes in. And look at that for a block. Excellent defending in the end there from the Cayman Islands. It was John Mark Thomas who blocked it in the end. But, I mean, I could only sing Malik Peters' praise in that instance there. I think you used the right term. Gut busting. Absolutely. His guts are busted after that. Brilliant. Patients are ready to get things back underway. Cayman Islands, they are taking their time, which is strange because they're the ones who need the goal. So I think Coach Ribeiro, you might want to send your players back out so that they can try and do that as we come to the end of our second cooling break. Of course, there's one in each half. And, well, Eden was injured in the process there, and he has come off, so substitute keeper is being readied here for the Cayman Islands. And it's Tahir Zelaya, number 12, who looks to be the one who's going to replace Eden. And it's sad to see that he had to come off the Eden because he was really having a good game despite conceding 2 goals.
Yeah, Eden did really, really well. I think it is a really difficult thing to come on as a goalkeeper, especially in a very competitive game like this. Let's see if Tahir could do Eden proud and continue to do the work that needs to be done.
King strikes it. Johnson strikes it. And it's cleared once again. Here's King. Better tennis in the midfield there, football tennis, but eventually launched forward by Mason Jr. and back again, so they're still playing tennis. Finally, they settle the ball. Here's Amari Small. Oh, look at the pace from him. Can he get his crossover? Well, he does well because I think he's won his team a corner. No, ball went out. I thought he kept it in. But the officials have signaled for a goal kick. What an introduction he's been, Rennie. Amari Small.
Yeah, he's definitely a very special talent for Barbados. I think continuing to bring light to these young players do the country really well, as Barbados have been doing really well internationally in sport recently. So I definitely think it's something that they would want to continue.
Well, there they are again, the Bajans. That's a lovely turn there from Barker. Here's Small showing off some of his skills this time. Oh, he does get the better of Reed. And he tried to again, but couldn't. Oh, well, he was fouled. It's Murray, I think, who committed the foul. He's saying, well, I touched the ball. But Amari Small will take it. And not only will he take the foul, he's going to take the free kick as well. And it's in another very dangerous position here for Barbados, and both their goals have come from set pieces. The penalty in the first half was off of a set piece, and then the Adam King banger was off that Amari Small corner. So can they score again from a set piece? Small goes short into Johnson, who has a strike, and it's well blocked by the Cayman Islands defense. Another strike comes in and once again blocked. Here's Morrison trying to lead a counter attack, but that's excellent work. Very good from Malik Peter as well. I thought he came on as a striker, Rennie, but he seems to be a utility player. All round he's been.
Yeah, and that's the versatility you want from your players. Able to play multiple positions and even bringing that energy into the game that Barbados definitely needed.
That's a lovely touch from Booth. We haven't seen too much of him in this match, really. They haven't gotten much service into the number 9 for the Cayman Islands. Johnson with a strong tackle there. And Murray working hard. Here's Barker. Just couldn't get it out his feet, but possession still with Barbados. Here's Johnson. Waterman plays it out wide. This could be problems for the Cayman Islands. Lovely sliding tackle from Mason Jr. I've been very impressed with him. Has to be said, Rennie. He's been pretty solid out on that right back position for the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, he's had a lot of work to do today. Defensively, he's been actually a threat for them going forward as well. Definitely a really good player and very hard working.
Yeah. Well, here's the other corner here for Barbados. This time it's not Amari Small, but it's whipped in beautifully, but behind everybody. But King gets on the end of it, and he does well. Can he find a ball in the box? What a beautiful ball that is! Oh, and here it is! Oh, run another goal line clearance, and they cleared eventually. It's another corner. I think it was actually Amari Small who got the header off. On another chance. Look at it here. Beautiful work here from King. What a cross that is. Think it's Small, is it? Yeah, it is Amari Small, isn't it? And cleared off the line. Here's the corner kick again. It's Peters this time. Fizzes it in. Flicked on. Shot comes in from King again. This time it's not as powerful. And it's also a handball. So a free kick for the Cayman Islands. Well, they really do look very threatening in those areas, Rennie.
Yeah, I think they can no longer afford to be conceding so many corners. I think we've seen about 6 corners for Barbados in the second half alone. And each one has been a little more dangerous than the other.
How about that from Rollins? And he's eventually stopped in his tracks by Jashon Cousins, who did come on in the second half. And that's another foul on Rollins as well. So Another free kick, another set piece opportunity here for Barbados. Cayman Islands are really playing into the hands of the Bajans by allowing all these set pieces. Mason Jr. saying that the ball isn't in the correct position, but I don't think he's going to win that argument. It's in the region that it should be. I'm not sure exactly what they're trying to do. Referee telling them to take a couple steps back. And still. So it is Jamarco Johnson who is standing over this one for the Bajans. Floats it in nicely as well. And it's met by a Bajan head. Johnson gets back on the end of it somehow. Oh, and that's poor. This could be problems. Oh, nearly an own goal. Small smashes it into the back of the net. And the substitute makes it 3-1. And again, Rene Best. It's a set piece. And wow, the Bajans are flying high here in the Larry Gomes Stadium. That's lovely football.
It's a really, really powerful finish from Amari Small. Very big finish, no pun intended. But again, Cayman Islands just making a mess of it defensively, giving it straight back to the attacking player. And I'm sorry to say this, Liu, but do think Eden may have done a bit better there between the sticks. That's not the introduction that he would have wanted. But again, we do have a couple minutes left. Let's see how the Cayman Islands decide to approach it. But they definitely can't afford to concede any more corners or set pieces in and around the box, as that has only made it much more dangerous for them going forward.
Yep, well, Amari Small has come on and he's been involved in both goals to turn this one back in Barbados' favor. And here's another opportunity there. It was an effort of a layoff. Here's Peters dancing. Both of everybody on Barbados is dancing, and why not? Johnson strikes! Good save, excellent save there. That's much better from Tahir Zelaya.
Yeah, very good reflexes. Seemed a bit more sure of himself there. Did really well to keep the scoreline as is.
Well, excitement here in the Larry Gomes Stadium. Barbados look to be taking complete control of this one. And how about that? Looking for a fourth. Ball fizzed across. King is on the end of it and somehow gets it back across again. Ball still hasn't gone out of play. Parker battling and appeals for a penalty. He's still rolling around there is Barker, but he's not going to get anything. But the Bajans, as I said, Rennie, have taken complete control.
Yeah, I think the Bajans are definitely showing a bit more dominance here in the second half. Not giving Cayman Islands team a chance to breathe. It's just a flurry of attacks over and over.
As soon as the Cayman Islands get the ball, they give it away. They haven't seen much action. Jamari Watson hasn't seen much action in the Barbados goal at all this second half. And how about this now? Well, cleared away though from Sevilla. Here's Jamarco Johnson turning out of a sticky situation and wins a foul as well. That's brilliant from the number 10. Did score Barbados' first goal of the match, a penalty in the first half. And those second half substitutions have really been injections of brilliance for this Barbados team. Fitzgerald Carter will be very pleased, and they're readying up another. It looks like it's going to be Sasha Pounder who is warming up on the sidelines here. He looks like he's going to be entered into play maybe after this passage of play here. Johnson standing over it, strikes it, and again high. Yeah, way too high there from Jamarco Johnson. And we are going to have that substitution now, and it's going to be Sasha Pounder who is coming on, and it is Rajari Rollins who is making way. And what a game he had, Rennie.
Yeah, Rollins had a really good game. Impacted the game really well attacking wise that is, and it's done really well. And let's see impact that Sasha Pounder can have in the little time that remains here.
Yep. There's about 5 minutes remaining, and Barbados looking good, and Sasha Pounder looking good immediate. Well, he looks as if he's been on the pitch since the start. Sasha Pounder hasn't taken long to grow into this game at all. There he is into the thick of it, but does give away a goal kick. But a nice little introduction there for the number 11.
Yeah, called immediately into action. Did really well. But again, it seems as though Cayman Islands just can't seem to get out of their own half.
Here they are. They have 5 minutes to score 2 goals at least to get a point. Remember, they haven't won or even gotten a point in the tournament as yet. They'll stay on 0, and Barbados would go to 9. That's to show you the gap. And it's by no means been a bad performance from them today. I just think Barbados have been quality. They themselves, though, are readying some substitutions. We'll update you on that after this passage of play. Thrown in and hooked away by the Cayman Islands, but straight into Barbados territory once again. Morrison trying his best to lead his troops, but nothing doing. But he does win a foul, though. And it looks as if it's going to be Luke Watson and Aidan Gold who will be coming on for the Cayman Islands in the next substitution. Here's Booth, gives it away very cheaply. Pounder for Barbados. Here's Johnson. Fizzes it into Malik Peters, but we know about his pace. At that time, too much on that one for the number 9. Here's Sevilla. Can Cayman Islands find something? Adam King stands tall. And well, Rennie, if you ask me who I think my man of the match is so far, I might have to tell you Adam King, although he did concede a foul there.
Yeah, he's been called into action a lot of times defensively. Even contributed a goal. He's had a really good all-round performance today here at the Larry Gomes Stadium. He's definitely been the man of the match. I don't think we have much of a say who's awarded that, Liu.
Well, there are other options. The likes of Amari Small, he's been pretty good since coming on, but I just think King, because he's played the entire match and he's contributed defensively as well, as you said, a more all-round performance. But the substitutions were made. Watson came on as well as Aidan Gold, and it was Booth who made way as well as his teammate. So free kick here, and immediately it's Gold with it. Oh, and it sneaks through somehow, and Small clears. Cayman Islands still believe. Here's Peters. Can't control it. But keeps... Oh, brilliant though. Kept it in very well, Malik Peters. You know, I think he deserves a goal. And he's worked so hard since coming on, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he's done really well since coming on, and there's not much time, but definitely has the capability, and if given the opportunity, I think he will put it in the back of the net.
Well, there is one more match being played here today at the Larry Gomes Stadium in the CFU Under-14 Challenge Series, and it's Bermuda. They'll be taking on St. Martin. Well, Bermuda have impressed. Won both of their games by healthy margins, and it's only fitting that they close today's proceedings, that That one promises to be an exciting one. That one kicks off at 4 p.m. right here at the Larry Gomes Stadium. And we have about 1 minute of normal time remaining in this one between the Cayman Islands and Barbados. And it is Barbados who lead 3-1. Took the lead early on in the first half through a Jamarco Johnson penalty and then quickly cancelled out by Charles Morrison. And they went into the half at 1-1 and then second half substitute Amari Small impacting the game greatly. King with a beautiful strike and then Small with a beautiful strike of his own, probably from closer range. And that's why we are where we are now. And Barbados have another free kick here in a dangerous position. I don't think the Cayman Islands have learned their lesson, Rennie.
Yeah, they seem to keep giving away possession and committing fouls in these very dangerous areas. And Barbados just know how to deal with set pieces.
And that was a decent ball, but they weren't able to make anything of that one. Peters fighting away as usual and wins another foul. And 2 minutes have been added on here, so not much time for the Cayman Islands. Johnson once again standing over this free kick here for Barbados. Can they find a fourth and really put the final nail in the coffin in this one? Swings it in. Lovely ball. Oh, and it just glanced past the post.
Well, we have to give credit to Johnson there. He has tried with all his opportunities in and around the box today to go for goal. Just wasn't his day, but he still is on the score sheet today. A really good performance from him.
Cayman Islands, you do have to think, Rennie, that this one probably is done and dusted. Not much time remaining. And I know we've seen strange things in football, but I think this one might be a little too strange. But here they are, Barbados, looking for that fourth goal. Morrison, really have to give credit to him. I mean, despite the scoreline, he has worked very hard today. Though Cayman Islands haven't really been able to create much. And was an inspiration in the team. As well as Mason Jr., I think, has to be given a lot of credit, the right back for the Cayman Islands. Oh, lovely skill there. And that one goes into the back of the net. It's the substitute Trey Barker who puts the icing on the cake. And they love to go and celebrate to the side there. Look at them. Yeah, it's the Marcus Rashford once again. They all do it this time. And Barbados with their fourth goal. And they lead 4-1 here against the Cayman Islands.
Well, it's definitely done and dusted. And here we have another substitute. And what a finish that is. Then the keeper could have done a lot better. But we've seen how the substitutes made by the coach have impacted the game. Trey Barker coming on in the second half and even being able to contribute to a goal. They did really well here and a very good outing from Barbados here today.
Absolutely. Well, if you had any questions, yep, they have stayed perfect so far. So this will be their third win in as many matches. Bajans flying high at the top of Group A. And yep, that's the final whistle there. Barbados with a very impressive win here against the Cayman Islands. Really, the first half was in the balance, but the second half was all about Barbados. They take this one 4-1, and it's not looking too good for the Cayman Islands so far in this CFU under 14, Rennie. What do you think they could have done better today?
I think the Cayman Islands just rushed it a bit. Trying to do a bit too much. They weren't able to string together passes, and I think that's just because they lacked a bit of composure in the midfield. I think in the midfield is where most football games are actually won. And Barbados definitely had the advantage in the midfield. The likes of Johnson, who played in that deep playmaker role, able to pick out passes repeatedly over and over again. And Cayman Islands just could not contend with it. But all in all, this has not been a bad performance from them. Just wasn't their day. And I think it's important that they do realize that you win some, you lose some, but you learn from all. I think that's important for this team. This is a very young team. I haven't been training for that long, but definitely they have the talent, they have the ability, and as they continue to go forward, they will get those results as a young squad. Definitely not a bad performance from them here today.
Yep. Unfortunately for them, 4-1 the scoreline. The Bajans are loving it. And we're just awaiting the presentation of the man of the match. Well, we spoke about it, Rennie. We said Adam King. But then there's the likes of Jamarco Johnson, who also had a very good game, as well as Amari Small. And yeah, it does look to be, and he's celebrating it, doesn't he? He loves it. Amari Small, the number 7, does get the man of the match award. Well, I mean, I can't be too disappointed with that one, Rennie. He comes on, takes the corner that leads to the goal, which gets them back in lead, and then scores one of his own. What do you think of his performance today?
Yeah, he had a really good performance, a very strong performance. He started the last game. He did really well, impacted it excellently as usual. Coming on as a substitute, you know, most players love to start. But he said, hey, even if I come on as a substitute coach, I will impact this game. I'll do what I know that I can do. And he definitely had a hand in some important goals here today. A very good player and very special one for Barbados. Definitely a player to watch for this tournament as well.
Absolutely, and there he is being presented his Man of the Match award. That's a big hamper. A lot of snacks in there. Hope that he doesn't eat those all tonight. He has matches to play still. But definitely amazing from Amari Small. And that's the sign of great players, Rennie. You mentioned he came off the bench. The ability of players to impact a game, both starting and coming off the bench. That's what one of the things that defines, or at least separates, the great players from the average ones. Not to say that, you know, anybody else on the Bajan team is average by any means, but it definitely shows the quality of the man. And definitely he loves it. Look at him running in, and well, it looks as if he's gonna share his snacks. I hope he does with all of those other guys. Nevertheless, it's Amari Small who is today's man of the match for this game here. And as we look to wrap things up, we'll take a look at some of the action that took place in this one. It was in this first half. It was mostly Barbados. Of course, that effort coming in from D'Amico Jordan, trying the long shot. We saw a bit of that from the Bajans. Basil Scott had a strike of his own. He came off injured, unfortunately. We hope that he's okay. But it was Jamarco Johnson who started to pull all the strings in the midfield, pinging balls all around. And his team just weren't able to finish some of the opportunities that he put on the plate for them. This one, well, he tried one himself, but I don't think he was too pleased with it. Did share the laugh, as we've been saying. Did get his goal eventually later on, though, and it was good work from the Bajans all around. Good strength, good passing. This is the other effort there from Danari Griffith, which also just sailed wide of the post. And this is the defining moment, one of them at least in the first half, which led to the penalty. Booth with a handball, and it was given by referee Portia Davis, and Jamarco Johnson just rolled it in beautifully, cool as a cucumber. But then this happened. Scott burst through, put it on a plate here for Captain Morrison, who finished it off about a minute after Johnson converted that first penalty, and it was 1-1. And at this point in time, we thought it was going to be a very close affair, with Cayman Islands starting to build a bit of momentum. But then in the second half, it was all Barbados. Strikes were coming in, set pieces were coming in. Amari Small came on and started to light it up a lot. You're going to see a lot of balls being crossed in from the Bajans. That shot there from Johnson. And Cayman Islands had a bit of glimpses. That one there from Sevilla. Nothing really to trouble the Bajan defense. They were able to clear it away. Again, you could see here, easily gobbled up by Jamari Watson, who really had nothing to do in the second half. And here they go again, the set pieces from the Bajans. And then this Malik Peters, well, what a run that was. Got there in the end and created a huge chance. Look at this piece of skill. Boom. Cuts in and slides it in for Jamarco Johnson, who just didn't get his touch right. It was good goalkeeping from Eden, who also came off injured. And how about that for a block as well from John Mark Thomas. And as you could see, the Bajans were all over the Cayman Islands in the second half. That one there from Amari Small, just running it out of play. Here he is again. A lot of him in the second half. Look at that for a piece of skill. Drew the foul in the end. And then the Bajans were just solid defensively as well. And then this happened. Adam King whipped in a nice ball and had the opportunity there, didn't he? Amari Small to get his goal. Well, it was good defense. And then Jamarco Johnson with a nice chip ball in from the free kick. And he worked very hard. And this was the moment in time where Cayman Islands needed to be a bit more sure in defense, because Amari Small was lurking and he smashed it home, finally getting his goal. Well deserved from the man of the match today. Look at that. He absolutely loved it, didn't he? And how about that? Really needed to do much better defending the Cayman Islands. Yeah, that's pretty poor. But that's a good finish from Amari Small. And he pulls out the bow and arrow for them. The Bajans absolutely in 7th heaven. And then they were just showboating after a while, showing some of their skills. Johnson with a strike and a good save as well from, well, that time it was the substitute Tahir. And then Barker, who you'll see featuring in the end, he also had some glimpses as well. Another second half substitute. Cayman Islands, they had their free kick but didn't really capitalize on the opportunities that they were presented. And they were really only able to score that one goal from in the first half. And then how about this? Trey Barker looks up, has a strike, and yep, that was the icing on top of the cake from Trey Barker, the 4th and final goal. And the Rashford celebration comes out and they're all over him, and Barbados with a very impressive victory here over the Cayman Islands. Rennie, any final words on this match?
Well, I definitely think it was a really exciting match. I think what we saw here today was how important maintaining individual brilliance, especially as a coach, dealing with so many talented individuals in a team, and how to make that mesh together. The likes of Amari Small, Jamarco Johnson, they did really well. And even players who are really unsung heroes like Ty Gittins, what a really good game defensively. The likes of Adam King, who also put in a man of the match performance by our standards, that is. I think Barbados definitely have shown why they've been the perfect team in this tournament thus far, as they now have 9 points, I believe it is. They did really well here today, and thinking going forward with this kind of momentum, there are very few teams that can stop them. And this definitely was a statement win, and by no means start to bash the Cayman Islands, because they did really well. Some days it just does not work out for you that way, but definitely some positives to take away from the game, and they can even do so much better even as they try to go forward. So definitely we have to congratulate both teams that performed here today. All the players should feel proud of themselves even as they represent countries.
Absolutely. And of course with that one, you could scan now take our spectator survey for a chance to win a special merchandise package. There's merchandise there from Sport TT, Visit Trinidad, and I Choose Sport as well. So scan now for your chance to win some of those things that you see on your screen there. The keychain, the cap, pencil case, and the phone popper. That's the one I would have wanted. And yeah, that's your chance there. And of course, just to remind you again, our sponsors for this one, thanks to the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Ministry of Sports and Community Development, Sport TT, I Choose Sport, Sport, Powerade, Subway, and Blue. And of course, we must also mention 6T Rent a Car. Enjoy your vacation and holidays with 6T. Ask about your free rental day. For special occasions, choose 6T. So a lot of sponsors for this one, but that's the end of this one. It is Barbados who win 4-1 against the Cayman Islands.
I know it's dangerous, but you're the only one who can unite the people. You ready, Bob?
No guns can stop this message. I want the world to change. And that time is now.
This is my message to you.
Subway Series presents the Italianos. 3 new subs made with an Italian flair. Say ciao to the zesty hotshot Italiano, the tastier than ever ultimate BMT, or go all in with the boss. Each served with a free 16-ounce drink. Elevate your game at Subway.
With Flow Business's new smart solutions, powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
It doesn't matter if you speak English, or if your native tongue is French, Spanish, or Dutch. It doesn't matter if you are male or female, young or young at heart. We in the Caribbean Football Union speak the same language. Football.
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 And we speak with one voice.